A brand new version of the PlayStation 5 may be on its way. We know why Team Ninja chose Xbox Game Pass now, and a great update is coming to Xbox, which solves an issue that a lot of people were upset about. All right, guys, before we get into this, I have 4 months to hit my goal of 10,000 subscribers. I see a lot of you are new to this channel. If you are, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you enjoy this video. So since the launch of the PlayStation 5, there have been multiple iterations, a new iteration every single year since 2020. Now, the changes to the PS5 were not marketed to consumers. These were just tiny internal changes, which I'm assuming they did to reduce the cost of the console and increase their own profit margins, while at the same time still raising the prices to make that profit margin even bigger. We've seen them reduce the size of the heatsink, which was massive when they first did that initial teardown, and it is quite smaller now than that first one in the original PlayStation 5s. And we've seen them reduce things like the amount of plastic used inside and just small little things. It reduces the weight, and then I guess, of course, reduces PlayStation's cost to build these consoles. And it looks like we are going to be getting another brand new PS5, but this one's going to be completely different from the current versions we have right now on the market. Now, this is from anonymous sources, so again, take this with a grain of salt. None of this may be true, but it is being reported here that there will be a huge overhaul of the PS5 in fiscal year 2023, and basically it's going to be a PS5 with a detachable disc drive. It will be in a brand new chassis. So right now there is the A, B, and C chassis. Again, every new year, there's a new console for the PS5, all with the different styles of chassis inside, which gives it a slightly lighter weight and a slightly, I guess, overall different dimensions from that original launch version. There's going to be the D chassis now, which will have identical hardware as the current one on the market, but the biggest difference of all, like I said, will be a detachable disc drive, and it will be able to be connected using an extra USB-C. And what's interesting about this is they are saying here that the console itself is going to be sold on its own or in a bundle if you decide to go ahead and get that external detachable disc drive. And the actual aesthetics of the console, you won't even notice that the disc drive is detachable. It's going to somehow look like it is a part of the console when you connect it to the PlayStation 5. Now, since it is going to be in a brand new chassis, this also could mean that this could be a slimmer PS5, and I wonder why they're trying to go in this direction with that detachable disc drive. And I'm guessing it's because majority of their purchases are online, digital only, via the PlayStation Network, and they're really trying to phase out the, I guess, temptation you would have to go ahead and buy physical games, buy used games, all of that type of stuff, but still leaving that option out there because of all the physical games on the market. Their option still needs to be available for consumers. So if they go ahead with this route, it'll be very interesting to see what the actual design of the console looks like. Is it going to be the exact same? They're just going to have like a little slot that you slide the disc drive in if you want to use it. Maybe it will have just a different one of those face plates on the outside. They give you an extra one that you can just click onto that, which will have the slot for the disc drive. Who knows? And who knows even if this information is true, but the idea of an external disc drive for consoles in this generation and beyond, I think is actually a pretty good one for even the Xbox. I mean, right now it'd be great if you had the ability, I think, for the Xbox Series S to be able to play discs off of it with some sort of external disc attachment that Xbox would make and sell for people who want to be able to still access their disc games. Me, myself, I have a Series X and a Series S, and I do have disc games, but I can't access them on my Series S. And there's always that incentive to just buy digital so you can easily access the games via both consoles. But I would love to be able to just have that external disc drive attached to the Series S and be able to play them. But overall, I mean, the PS5 needs a redesign, in my opinion. I think it's a big, clunky, ugly console. It's extremely heavy. The actual stand is very, very annoying when you're trying to move it from one place to another. Like, for example, I just brought mine up to my monitor to play the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta, and it was previously in the horizontal mode. Now it's vertical, and I had to unscrew the stand and all that stuff. Yeah, it's not a huge deal, but it is very annoying compared to what you have with the other option on their market, like the Xbox Series X. So I would love to see them, if they're going to do this, just make a slimmer, better looking, easier to transport version of the PS5, and I'm sure the majority of the market would like to see that as well. So one of the biggest day one releases for Xbox Game Pass in 2023 is going to be Wo Long Fallen Dynasty from Team Ninja. Game looks absolutely incredible. There's actually a demo that you can go and check out right now from the Xbox Store and on the PlayStation 5. And this game coming to Game Pass, I think for a lot of people was a very big surprise, as we haven't seen a game from Team Ninja. We haven't seen games like this, particularly games that will really appeal to the Japanese audience on Game Pass on day one. And this was one of those big announcements that Xbox made at their Xbox and Bethesda showcase this year. And then they showed off more of it at TGS, and I thought the game looked very, very good. And it coming into Game Pass, we now know why, as Team Ninja has responded from a question, and from the producer Fumihiko Yasuda explains just why they put it into Game Pass. The question here is, Wo Long is going to be day one on Game Pass. What made the team want to go to the Game Pass route, and how, if it has already benefited the team? And his response is, this is the first for us being day one on Xbox Game Pass. Well, we're making a really, really hard game, and we're not sure what everyone will think of that. But by making it available day one on Game Pass, so many players that maybe never played this game before will have a chance to do that. And we'll get even more players around the world than ever before. So yeah, this is a big first for us at Koei Tecmo Games and Team Ninja as well. And it's something we're really excited about. We also think it'll be really great for the multiplayer, with so many people to play with, and really increase the number of people you have available to join your party and take on bosses. So there's a couple of things to take away from that response. Yes, it's the first big Koei Tecmo Team Ninja game coming into Xbox Game Pass on day one. It's going to be a very hard game. It's going to be like a Soul style game, an Elden Ring. And when you think about Elden Ring, when that game came out in February, it was a massive success, far more successful than all of their other Souls games. And Souls games before Elden Ring, I would say, were very successful, but they were far more niche. And now Elden Ring has really expanded this style of game to way more people because of the hype train leading up to it, the marketing, and everybody talking about it. And a lot of people tried Elden Ring. It was their first Souls game, which they now enjoy the Souls series. And I think Wo Long probably saw that, had the similar thoughts as to, we can try to get more people into this genre, into this type of game. And one way to do that will be putting it onto Game Pass, where people who have never thought about playing a Soul style of game will be able to jump in and try it, and then maybe fall in love with it, and then continue to go out and check out all of the other Team Ninja games that are out there. So I think that's probably played a role in their decision when Xbox and Phil Spencer approached Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja to try to get the game into Xbox Game Pass. And then obviously the second thing, multiplayer. Multiplayer is always a huge part of games coming into Xbox Game Pass from any developer. It just makes a ton of sense from a business point of view. When you have a game that is heavy in the multiplayer side of things, putting it into Xbox Game Pass is a win for those developers, because they get access to so many people right away, building up that community, which in turn will increase their chances that people make those in-game purchases or spend a lot more time playing these games than if they were to have just released it full price. And it also just increases the amount of people playing at the same time, which will probably in turn get more people jumping into this multiplayer game that, if the community wasn't as big, they wouldn't be playing it. So all of that stuff does make sense. And I think Wo Long Fallen Dynasty is going to be a huge success for Xbox Game Pass and for Team Ninja, which has me hoping that in the future, if this is a success, we'll be getting more of those games into Xbox Game Pass on day one. All right, we got a pretty awesome update from Xbox, fixing something that really should have never been there, and that is the ability to be able to play your owned games on your Xbox when your console is offline. As we know, there's tons of DRM stuff that goes on with having to check in online to make sure you have the license, which is why the argument for digital and physical in today's day and age of gaming is very, very lopsided, because when you buy a physical game, even though you have the box and a disc inside, which is already a lot less than what we used to get back in the day when you bought a physical game, which was like a nice thick color manual, and that was always an addition to have that people enjoyed going through and reading. I know I did, at least. But you now just get the disc in the box, and on that disc is literally just a license key to check in to the Xbox store or the PlayStation store to give you access to the game. So buying physical games in today's day and age really there is no real benefit to it unless you're going to be going and selling them and trading them after the fact to get back some of your money. But now we have an update here from Xbox, which seems like they are drastically improving their DRM issues. And this comes via Idle Sloth, who found this in this video, saying Microsoft substantially improves the DRM issues from February 2022 with the installation of disc-based games and access to digital titles with the September 2022 update for the Xbox Series X and S. And the update allows you to play your owned Xbox One, X, and S games offline. And just to break it down, things that do work offline are games that you own for your Xbox Series consoles or your Xbox One. And then what doesn't work offline will be Game Pass, which, not surprising, but it would be cool one day if they did have a feature that allows you to download a game while you're online, while you're connected, so they verify that you have a Game Pass membership, and then if you were to go offline, still be able to play it. They have a feature like that, I believe, within Netflix, where you can actually download your movies and shows before, let's say, you go on a flight or something, and then you're still able to actually watch them. So it'd be cool if they implemented that, but we'll wait and see. Xbox 360 games, apparently you still need to check in. Probably something to do with like the emulation and then them having to connect to the store and get the license and all that type of stuff, but maybe that will be changed in the future. And then as well, the OG Xbox game, same deal as with the Xbox 360. But this is definitely an improvement from before they added and fixed these DRM issues where you literally have to check in online for so many games that you own for your Series and Xbox One, which was unfortunate because sometimes your internet goes out and you still want to play games, and if you have to check in, it just kind of takes away so much opportunity to be able to still play offline single player games when you're not connected to the internet. So this is a great thing. And Eden Marie, who is the engineering lead at Xbox, actually confirmed this, saying, yes, this is true. Since the 2206 update, we examined data since Series X and S launch and determined the online capability check isn't needed in the vast majority of cases for Xbox One discs. Some games may still need to be updated online after install to ensure the best experience. So it is confirmed, and a lot of people complained about this. A lot of people spoke up, told Xbox that this was wrong and it needs to be changed. And with this 2206 update, it looks like they have listened. But that's it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on PlayStation potentially selling an external disk drive for the PlayStation 5. What are your thoughts on Wolong's comments on why they chose Xbox Game Pass? And are you happy about the 2206 update solving DRM issues for Xbox? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here and you like what you saw, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.